Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zymox, and I'm your chief show attendant. On behalf of the two hosts and the rest of the crew, welcome aboard Weird Wednesday Flight number 13, non-stop, from your current location to parts unknown. Our flight will be of about 2 hours, and we'll be flying at the speed of sound. At this time, make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position, and that your seatbelt is currently fastened. Enjoy the ride.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to Weird Wednesday with Jamie and myself. How's everybody doing? What's up, Jamie?
Hey, hey.
I was trying to share this thing on my phone, and it's, giving me a hard time. My phone don't like me tonight.
I think I'm pretty well situated.
See a few people in the house. Royal's here. What's up? William Wolfie. Lori's here. JL. Margie.
That's Janice.
Zach's in the house.
Where's Zach? I miss Zach Sunday, but maybe I wasn't there.
Yeah, how's everybody doing? Any weirdness going on in y'all's neck of the woods? There's always something happening here.
And then some.
Yeah, I've spent, my weirdness is, I've spent like almost $9,000 in the last week in vehicles.
It's not even funny.
With getting one fixed. Yeah, that was the kicker. I was telling Jamie yesterday, I paid $6,400 to have a new motor put in my Kia. And when I went to pick it up, the damn thing had a dead battery. So on top of $6,400 for a new motor, then I had to buy a battery too. It's like, oh, here's that extra kick in the nuts we forgot to give you. I'm fishy. My battery worked fine when I took it in there, but upon picking it up, it was all swelled up and dead. Well, what are you gonna do? Had to go put a battery in it.
It's always something.
Yeah.
Which launch are you asking about, Wolfie? I didn't know that. Wolfie asked if you saw the rocket go up, Mr. Rob. I didn't know we were having a launch today.
Yeah, the only rocket I saw was the one they shot up my ass when I went to pick my car up. Yeah, I didn't even know there was a launch. I've been so out of it the past week. running around like crazy. And was telling Jamie I've been at the Elks Lodge for the last 2 nights now. I'm an official member of the Elks Lodge here in St. Augustine. So they've been keeping me busy the last 2 nights. I just got home. She's seen me earlier. It's a rare sight. I was wearing a suit and a tie.
And look so handsome. You had your hat.
Doesn't happen very often. Usually only when somebody passes away or somebody gets married. Because as they say, St. Augustine, what do they say?
What do they say?
It's the town of the newlywed and the nearly dead. So
That's horrible.
I know.
I thought you were going to say like shorts and like flip flops or something.
No.
The newlywed and the newly dead. That's fucked up.
It's a tourist town though, so I tried to get my band to. I was like, let's all dress up in suits, because like in the old days, man, even like the Beatles and
My buddies love songs. They all wear suits. They do like the old the Beatles thing.
I think that's cool. And everybody in my band thought I was crazy. They're like, "What?"
And yeah, like the bow tie. They have like their little bow ties.
Yeah.
And like the little jackets.
If I can squeeze my fat ass in a suit, everybody else could, But hadn't got them there yet.
They're a punk band. That's why it's kind of funny too.
Yeah. Like even like the Boss Tones and a lot of those bands, they all wear the cool pinstripe suits and stuff.
They used to tour with the Boss Tones.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I'm looking up that could be where they got inspired for it. They're when they've been like 5 bands.
Yeah.
Why doesn't SpaceX have their own article about it? Everybody else is talking about the launch, but
yeah, it was a space. Well, I'm assuming it was a SpaceX rocket. Yeah, because I don't know if any others are.
Its first ever tourism mission. Oh, I was reading something the other day about celebrities and all this shit going up to space. Maybe SpaceX Inspiration 4 mission makes history with an all-civilian launch to orbit.
Wow.
So there's people on this? Does that, instead of payloads, there's people? Private crewed missions to space. The Verge.
I was gonna say if I could find it, I'd pull it
There's
up.
There's a Florida one too.
Florida man, what's his face?
He hitches a ride. That crazy chick that jumps on the planes.
Yeah.
She's on it.
I saw this. It's not really an article. It was just a meme that I saw the other day, but since it had to do with Florida, and I figured why not throw it up here just to get things started.
Why not?
Because, it is Florida. It is Florida man. And well, only in Florida do you find a woman driving an F-150 with a grown man locked in a dog crate in the back.
Is that a kink thing or is that a he was a bad boy thing?
I don't know. I didn't see the story or anything on it, but it is Florida, and maybe Florida man did maybe peed on the floor or something. I don't know.
Wait a second.
Maybe it's one of them strange things.
A woman driving F-150 in Florida with grown man locked in dog crate in the back. Here you go. This was in 2020. She teaches her man a lesson, drives F-150 with him in the back.
Teaches him a lesson, huh?
Yes, I guess he was bad boy.
I guess so. Well, hey, rolling around locked in a dog cage in the back of the truck is probably getting off a lot lighter than the girl that super glued her man's junk to the floor. Gotta hate
How?
Huh?
How?
How? I guess he passed out and she pulled out the super glue and the beans and franks and glued them to the floor. Oh. Wake up from that one.
Linoleum?
Talking about waking up on the wrong side of the bed.
That's just horrible.
Oh. Well, let's see. My first article of news, what would it be? It would be, God, I don't even know what it would be. Let's see. Oh, this one I thought was kind of interesting. It's not like strange, not Florida man, not anything like that, but does have a little video that I have here. Come on, share button. Do your thing. God, it's always got to fight me. Civil War shipwreck. The Carolyn Eddy, unearthed near St. Augustine. It says St. Augustine Beach, Florida. This is actually it's still St. Augustine. It's a little south here. It's Matanzas Inlet area. For weeks, archaeologists have been in a race against the clock. The goal to unearth the shipwreck before, before tons of sand are dumped on top of it. Being that tons of sand, they're talking about the beach renourishment project where they spend like $20 million pumping sand on the beach. Looks cool. Then we get a hurricane or storm and then it's all gone. $20 million worth of sand here and then it's gone. And they keep doing it year after year. I don't know why. Money to burn, I guess. Anyways, right in the nick of time, archaeologists believe it'll be the wreck of the Carolyn Eddy. It was a cargo ship built in Maine for the Union Army during the Civil War. It was later used as a merchant ship. In 1880, the Carolyn Eddy departed from Fernandina Beach, heading towards Philadelphia, full of lumber. It sailed into a hurricane and eventually hit a sandbar off the coast of Matanzas Inlet. As she broke apart and pieces came ashore, archaeologist Chuck Mead with the Lighthouse Archaeological Maritime Program previously told First Coast News, "We believe the wreckage is from the Carolyn Eddy." In November, a nor'easter, winds and waves pushed the sand off part of the ship's hull. It had been buried for decades. Lots of static in my headphones. This week, the team finished uncovering the hull. And like I said, I got a little video that'll show it here. It's not too amazing looking, but it is kind of cool, being that, I go to the beach and go metal detecting and this and that. It'd be cool to find an old, pirate ship or Civil War ship or something. But now that it's been unearthed, what's next? Will the archaeologists have finished documenting the wreck? They're actually just going to leave it on the beach. It would take millions of dollars to preserve the timbers if they were removed from this context, Mead previously told First Coast News. The moist sand will actually help the wreck because it will be more preserved under 9 to 10 feet of sand. So the race is on to document and take photos of the Carolyn Eddy. A ship that met its fate on the sand will now be protected in the sand. So, yeah, they're basically just going to document it, take a lot of pictures, poke and prod it, and then bury it back under the sand by 9 to 10 feet of sand. And let's see, where's the video at? Shows a little bit of it. Stupid share button. Doesn't want to cooperate.
At Select Blinds, try before you buy.
Oh, we got an ad.
Find blinds and shades that are right for you. It's under the making with long. It's been weeks in the making with long days under the hot Florida sun and meticulous work to carefully move sand from one part of the beach to the other. And now Work has been completed in uncovering a 140-year-old shipwreck near Matanzas Inlet. We have a peek at what was unearthed. And we've received this photo today. There it is. Really interesting. It kind of makes you want to stare and go, what am I looking at? Well, this is from the team of archaeologists who worked tirelessly to dig through the beach. The goal is to get enough of this uncovered so they can document it before a dune restoration project starts in the area on Monday. This Monday, and inevitably, all that's going to be covered up with sand. But that is a lot of years into that. 140 years. It's been weeks in the
Boom. There you go. Yeah, I forgot I had those ads in there. Didn't edit that out. Hey, they got a little free advertisement.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, that's what they do with shipwrecks like that. They usually uncover them unless there's something like really super special. They document them and cover them back up. And a lot of times nobody knows they're there.
Damn.
Yeah, it didn't, looking at the pictures, it didn't really look like a ship. It looked like maybe a piece of a ship, a part of the ship.
Yeah. I wouldn't have thought.
But yeah, there's been, like metal detecting and stuff. I mean, I go down the beach. You always have that hopeful wish that, you're going to find the gold balloons or something.
The little treasure chest.
Yeah. But it has happened here, Few and far between nowadays, but yeah.
Oh, I forgot to do the dolphin swimming in the Louisiana neighborhood article. There was a flood and there was a dolphin that was caught swimming in it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna do the one. I forgot to do it. I was gonna do. Remember the alligator that supposedly ate the guy. That was alligator that was swimming around in floodwaters. That ate him. Well, they supposedly found the alligator. I don't know. He was like 12, 13 feet long, 504 pounds.
Yeah.
I like how they say they searched the gator. Like, they patted him down. Hell no, they cut him open, killed him and cut him open.
And checked his stomach content.
Yeah. They found human remains.
They did?
Yeah. So now they're sending them off to, see if they can identify him. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, a gator's just doing what a gator does, I mean, you can't I don't know. You get you get in the water with a gator, there's a damn good chance it might eat you. It's not the gator's fault. That's just what they do. They eat shit. They eat whatever, I don't know. It's like when, a dog or, a bear, a lion, a shark,
When an animal bees an animal.
Yeah. You're like, when an animal kills a person, it's like, we got to go hunt it down and kill it.
Like the Chinese proverb, like, bitch, you knew I was a snake.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know, but then there's that part where, if that was your husband or, your wife or whatever, you might want to know if that's them inside the gator's belly. And maybe you want the remains to I don't know. That's just.
But he ate the whole damn guy. Like, I still don't think that something sounds right about it. Yeah. And I get that this alligator lives. I found out after, underneath the porch of some neighbor or something like that. But that's not the way it works in my mind. So something just still seems weird about it. I'm sure it probably is his parts in there, and if, the lady really didn't have nothing to do with it, then sorry. But, condolences for your loss. That's completely horrible. Yeah. But I can't help my mind when things don't fit right.
Yeah.
I can't, just be like, okay. I question things. Well, I do have, this is a quickie.
That's what she said.
California moves to outlaw stealthing or removing condoms without consent. So I don't know how they're really gonna prove this or say it slipped off or whatever the hell. But and out of all the things California is doing, I wish that they'd be doing more than just this. I mean, we've got bigger fish to fry.
Like not re-electing that moron again.
We didn't re-elect him. You know why he did it? Because the back of the ballot, you have to say, you say on the front, yes or no. Do you wish to recall? Yes. On the back, you have to pick who your alternative is. If you don't, it defaults back to no. People didn't read the directions and either did not fill it out on the back, leaving it blank, or just wrote another name in.
Good Lord.
But that was only 42% of the votes that were counted. Like I turned mine in yesterday. But we know how it's going to be. It's going to be stupid Newsom still. But this is what our tax dollar, this is what they're working on. Making sure people, pull out consensually.
Yeah. For those that don't know what stealthing is, I didn't really know it had a name. But yeah, I guess that's when you're having sex with somebody, you put the condom on, and then you secretly slip it off.
Yeah, it says Sacramento lawmakers are moving to make California the first to outlaw stealthing. And you know what? It all comes down to the fact they just don't want people reproducing anymore. That's removing a condom without permission during intercourse. Though you do have to have consent. Legislators on Tuesday sent Gavin Newsom a bill adding the act to the state civil definition of sexual battery. It makes it illegal to remove the condom without obtaining verbal consent, but it doesn't change the criminal code. Instead, it would amend the civil code so that a victim could sue the perpetrator for damages, including punitive damages, I guess, if they got pregnant. I don't know. But, yeah. So they spent all the money that we gave them for the tax roads, everything else. They wasted that on other stuff. Didn't fix our roads, shutting down schools. But they're going to make sure to be the first to outlaw stealthing. I don't know how they're going to catch people on this.
I don't know. Pretty weird. Yeah, I mean, how do you prove somebody took it off without consent? It could be their word against yours or vice versa or whatever.
You can still get an STD with a condom. So would be because you can't even say, oh, he slipped the condom off. He had to because I got an STD. Well, you can still get an STD. It'd have to be a pregnancy thing. So again, it gets into, well, I got pregnant. He, took the condom off and I didn't want him to. Well, how do you know? How do you know she didn't just say, okay, you can take it off? How do you know they even wore one? It's always somebody's word against the other.
Yeah.
So I really think California, though I believe in consent 100%. I don't like sneaky little shits that do things like that. But our tax dollars need to be going to better things.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, whether you wear one or not, that's up to, the two people involved to make that decision. But yeah, be a sneaky little weirdo and do shit like that. Well.
Feel better, brother. Zach's gonna go. He's got the Rona.
Oh, man. Yeah, man, I hope you don't got the bad version.
I know.
Because I can tell you from experience, it sucks. Well, this one doesn't have to do with stealthing, but it was kind of a stealthy move by somebody or something. And it is this right here. Unknown phenomenon reported in Tennessee. Banana. Yeah. Some big exploded. And they don't know what it is. All right, next story. Authorities in Tennessee were left scratching their heads at the weekend after reports of a mysterious explosion. The alarm was raised Saturday evening when a number of local residents called up the Clarksville Police Department 911 dispatch center to report hearing a loud, unidentified explosion across many parts of Montgomery County. The force of the blast was so great that in some areas people reported feeling the ground shake. Is anybody in here from Tennessee? Did you hear this recently? Inquiring minds want to know. To add further to the mystery, there were no reports of damage or injuries anywhere in the area. They don't even know where the explosion took place. Investigations into the incident remain ongoing. So I'm assuming this isn't a picture of the actual explosion.
No.
If it was, they'd know where it was. So
Mm-hmm.
there for, like
They just showed like an explosion.
Ornaments. What the hell am I even saying? Ornaments on a Christmas tree. They're just there for decoration. But yeah, supposedly there was a big explosion in Tennessee. Nobody knows what it is, where it was. Nobody actually saw it, but everybody heard it and felt it.
Can I tell you, that's what happened. I told you out here, we had that explosion that reached from behind the house. I was standing here. I felt the blow. I felt the blow through the window. My floor didn't shake. A mile behind us, their thing shook, but it sounded like maybe quarter stick or even maybe some C4. Like it sounded like a pretty good size. It wasn't no freaking M80 or whatever somebody said. Well, anyhow, people 25 miles this way, 25 miles that way, 25 miles that way, all heard this boom explosion.
Damn.
For that to happen, our house should have shook like hell. So I'm looking at mysterious booms, and then there's always the weird booms going on in other states and everything.
Yeah.
But I was asking like if other people in other states that night, and I never looked at my thread again. Because when I looked it up, I did see a few people had said, oh, we had some booms like last night. There was a couple. And then like to the boom that we had an hour before, someone else heard a boom. I'm like, that wasn't all one, because it would have had to be like super loud. Like it wasn't loud enough where I heard it for someone to hear it 25 miles away. So I'm like, okay, was that like 8 that went off at the same exact time? That day we had helicopters, flying down, fixing the telephone lines. So I really don't know, but other people were hearing it throughout the, past couple days before different places. So now that you say that, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Because I still don't know what this was. And Ring doorbell, everybody, like nobody got it on anything, but everybody's doorbell, like got the sound.
Weird. Yeah, there's something somewhere in my neighborhood that happens every once in a while. Oh, well, I'm guessing it's my neighbor. I mean, I hear it and it sounds close by, but yeah, I mean, it shakes my house. It's like, boom, this big, it sounds like a freaking bomb going off. And I don't know, I'll be damned if I can figure out what it is, where it's coming from.
I always think about fracking and stuff like that, but, and then, when they have the big booms that like Tyler talks about on, Secure Team, the ones that go from California to like Florida this way, I think is an underground tunnel, like a train thing or something, and that's maybe why some people get kidnapped in the woods, like they're getting shanghaied to go work underground. That's like because some of these explosions were like moving that way, you know what I mean?
Maybe it's Elon Musk building tunnels and kidnapping people to make them slaves.
I don't know, but there's a lot of these mysteries with these different booms.
Yeah. Strangeness.
I want to see that article later.
Where are you going next?
I am.
Oh man, I forgot to show the video that was with your thing.
With what?
With your article.
For which article?
For the stealthing one.
Oh, I don't think there was a video.
Oh, okay.
The video was 13 seconds of I can't even find my own. That was not even that important.
Okay.
Oh, the picture that got shredded for like $8 million. It was just like 13 seconds showing the painting getting shredded, but it ain't no thing. In fact, that's what I'm doing now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, talk about people with money to burn. I've got two stories on silly things that people buy, especially during a pandemic when we need stimulus help and everything. Banksky's shredded paintings on sale again, and this time it's going to be about, they're estimating 6 times higher. The first one was called like Love is in the Air, and now it's like a heart in a bin or something. He's redoing it, re-auctioning it. It's been almost 3 years since a band, I don't know how to say it, his name, Banksy, painting,
Banksy.
Banksy. Painting partially shredded itself in front of shocked onlookers moments after selling for over 1.4 million at a London auction. Now, Love is in the Bin, renamed from Girl with the Balloon, is up for sale again. And the auction house estimates that it could fetch up to 8.3 million when it goes under the hammer next month, 6 times its previous value. The artwork remains half shredded in its frame, which once concealed a mechanism Banksy later implied had malfunctioned, prohibiting the work from falling like scraps on the floor. It was actually supposed to completely shred. It was a big moment because nothing like that had ever been done before, said art historian Matthew in an email interview. The idea of a self-destructing artwork was, he added, entirely at odds with the aims of the auction house, where condition of artwork is paramount and the knowledge and expertise about how it is core to its authority and value. So, was a self-shredding artwork I can't pronounce that, eye-popping prices in art market, or just an orchestrated PR stunt? The debate surfaced immediately after October 2018 auction was fueled by events that kept the painting in the news months later, including videos that Banksy released on social media like breadcrumbs that invited more speculation about his intentions. A statement says the artwork has thus been the subject of 30,000 news stories. It's ingenious that PR allowed Banksy to continue to be part of the conversation, and it also provoked important questions about artists and art market. So anyhow, in the case of Love is in the Bin, his rebellious cachet has come into question since there's a lot of chaos around this sale. The auction house maintained that the staff had no idea what the artist had planned, that was going to happen, and people were suspicious. Nobody noticed the shredder. The identity of the winning bidder remains a mystery. So these people go and bid on this painting. And as they're sitting there, and you can see in the little 13-second clip, like basically they're just blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden the paper just starts moving down and shredding. They're like looking at it like, what the heck? And then it just stops. It was supposed to shred completely. Now, how would you feel about spending 1 point whatever million dollars on a painting, not knowing it was going to do that, and then having it do that?
Well, I mean, nothing against Banksy. He's, been known for his graffiti and stencil art for years, and he's like, world renowned.
Yeah, stunts
art.
and
And looking at the art, it's cool, but it's not like super technical. Like he can do that painting and sell it for $1 million. I could do that painting and probably never sell it. You know? So I don't know. If you got that kind of money to if you got that kind of money to spend on paintings, hey, good for you, you know.
But would you be upset? Like the second time around, people are knowing what they're getting. The first time around, would you be upset?
Probably.
I mean, then you think, okay, now I've got this totally unique thing everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
But for that split moment, you just spent $1 million something, and now half of it's in shreds.
On the floor. Yeah.
It's got to feel kind of like a gut punch.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's something that you would expect to see like in Batman or something, where, you know, they're like in Gotham City Hall and, you know, they're auctioning off this document and all of a sudden it shreds and the Joker pops out. Ha ha, I got you. I don't know. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be too excited.
Mm-mm.
$1.4 million.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's not totally shredded. Now you have the artwork that's half shredded and half not.
But it was supposed to as the thing, and then he went and took the shredder out. I read a whole thing about the whole mechanism and everything he did to put in it. And they tested it, and it kept shredding, and it just glitched out that way. I think it's probably good that it did glitch that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Might have saved them an ass beaten by an angry auctionee.
They're like, but since when does art actually dispose of itself?
Yeah.
You know, I guess so.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, you know, on an art level, but not on a $1.4 million art level. And I don't know. I don't have $1 million to spend on a painting, so I'm not even in that league.
I'm not sophisticated enough to even like enjoy it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, if I had $100 million or not 100 million, but $1 million to blow, I would rather, like, you know, use it
Like buy a house
or like help people out or something, not buy a stupid ass painting that's going to self-destruct.
Yeah, exactly.
You can feed a lot of people for $1 million. Just saying.
That's true.
You know, if I had millions of dollars, that'd be the kind of person I would be to just help people out.
Oh yeah, if I had unlimited, I'd have like refugee, like for animals, people, like everywhere, and I would staff them so people would have jobs to run all these different centers everywhere for wildlife, domestic animals, for humans, for everything, and take care of all the people I could if I just had unlimited amounts of money.
Yeah, I guess that's why a lot of those people are millionaires and we're not, though, because I'd like give it all away and millionaires hang on to it.
Yeah.
Oh well. Speaking of feeding people, what about people not being fed but being eaten?
Wait.
That's where my next article might be going.
Uh-oh.
Mm-mm. Blame it on the Bigfoot.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, speaking of getting eaten. Missing persons eaten by Yowie, Hunter claims. Well, who knows? You know, could be, could not. One Australian man is absolutely convinced that the Yowie, Australians' answer to Bigfoot, is the real deal. Although encounters with large bipedal hominid are mostly associated with North America and the Himalayas, stories of such creatures have been reported for hundreds of years in countries all over the world, including Russia, China, and even Australia, where it's locally known as the Yowie. For years, Yowie hunter Jason Heel has been scouring the wilderness around Perth, Australia, in search of evidence that could prove once and for all the elusive hominid, I think I'm saying that word right, actually exists. Co-founder of the Yowie Research Group, he and his colleagues have amassed a large collection of sighting reports, photographs, and audio recordings captured in the country's huge national parks. Something about those national parks everywhere. He also claims to have witnessed Yowies with his own eyes. I recently saw Yowies running at superhuman speeds north of Bullsbrook, he said. I believe there's a population of Yowies all around the outer suburbs, including Mundaring, Serpentine Dam, and Lake Ganargara. Probably tore that name to shreds. Speaking of shredders, I think they go in pockets of bush near people and use bush corridors, but because they are moving in early hours of the morning, they are incredibly quick, and that may be why people never see them. When it comes to concrete physical evidence, however, Hill maintains that these elusive hominids are intelligent enough to conceal anything that might give away their existence. He also believes that some of these encounters, some of those who encounter them, are becoming their lunch. Tasty. There are a lot of people who go missing in the bush, and these cases remain unsolved, and it's usually put down to a homicide. But I think some of these cases are the work of Yowies. Yowie, talk about a painful lunch. Damn Bigfoot eating you alive would suck.
Australia seems like it'd be a pretty good spot probably for Bigfoots to hide.
Yeah.
Is it Bigfoots or Big Feets?
Big feets. Yowie.
Yowie.
Yowie, that's a Bigfoot.
Yowie.
You know, another thing that I didn't realize, I've been, since I started metal detecting and stuff again, I've been watching these YouTube videos, people finding gold. Australia is like full of gold. I'd never realized.
Yeah, it is.
Was there.
Dude. Oh, always wanted to go and like dredge out there.
Yeah.
Like big old nuggets.
Big old now. Damn them.
They got nuggets that's still out there, haven't been found. They say, I can't remember how much gold still believed to be out there.
Yeah. I saw some videos I saw this husband and wife out there, and man, she pulled up a nugget of gold that was like, it was a chunk of gold.
That was like my ex's husband, and my dream was to like go dredging up in Alaska so bad. I said, screw Stanislaus out here, little watermelon seeds here and there.
Yeah. Don't find a whole lot of gold here in Florida, unless it's from a pirate ship.
I guess it's my turn.
Yep, so you're up.
Okay. So, a dad threatens citizens' arrest, brings zip ties to Arizona. Why does this say Arizona school, but yet it shows Sacramento? Okay, Arizona school over COVID quarantine. This is the Sacramento Bee, and it shows the picture I gave you was like, it says California State University, Sacramento. Hundreds of Sacramento State students blocked from campus after missing a vaccine deadline. So, I don't know. This is Sacramento Bee. State and country law in southern Arizona say that a student exposed to someone who tested positive for COVID-19 must remain at home and be excluded from school and extracurricular activities. The father of a student at Mesquite Elementary School disagreed with that policy. So he and two other men arrived at the school, video camera and zip ties in hand, to contest it. The son was also brought along. School principal Diane Vargo and assistant principal Kristen Bice met with the men who recorded the conversation and posted it on Instagram. You are not allowed to quarantine students that aren't sick, one man told the principal on the video. If you insist in this, we will call and have you arrested, We are willing to make a citizen's arrest if necessary. Fargo told the men the school was following protocol, but they argued that she was breaking the law. Eventually, she asked them to leave. She did ask us to leave. Well, I'm not leaving, the child's father said once the principal and the other principal left the room. Though the men kept saying they would arrest the principal, they did not, and instead left the school grounds. KVOA reported Tuscan police later arrested one of them away from the school for trespassing on school property. A spokesperson from the Tuscan Police Department told the news. The 40-year-old man was cited and released, police said. Fargo did not immediately respond to the news request for comment. Today was a tough day. Vale Unified School District Superintendent John told the Washington Post. One of the most powerful tools as adults is the behavior that we model to young people. And the behavior that was modeled today makes me really sad.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad behavior going on these days.
I think people are just fed up.
Yep.
And having to take vigilante and it's like no one else is going to do anything about anything, and I'm watching everything go to hell. I got to do what I can to try to save my family.
Yeah. It's funny, like, Florida. I mean, we're pretty much open, there's certain stores around town that, have a sign up that says don't come in without a mask, so we either go in with a mask or you go somewhere else, What I don't really have a problem with that, if it's somebody's store and they want you to wear a mask or not come in, well,
You put on the mask.
Yeah. If you want to go in, you put the damn mask on. If you don't, you say screw you and go spend your money somewhere else. It's not a big a deal. But a lot of other states are, mandatory this and mandatory that, and I don't know. I'm glad I live in Florida right now because, contrary to what they say on the news, we're doing pretty good.
You really are.
And, you can't believe everything you see about the numbers because a lot of that shit's inflated.
It's all cooked one way or the other.
Yeah. I had it. It's real. It's not a couple of my friends were like giving me shit about it. I bet I bet you regret thinking it was a joke. And I'm like, I never said it wasn't real.
Yeah.
I've had friends that have had it. And, I knew it was real. But, and I figured eventually, sooner or later, I was going to get it. Luckily, it didn't kill me because I have lost several friends to it, But,
I got a friend that today, you don't hear much about the flu right now. Well, she was diagnosed with COVID and flu A. I looked up flu A. That's one that is primarily hosted by wild birds and can be transmitted to animals.
Yeah.
So where did this flu A come from?
Yeah.
So that's just something I just found out a little while ago.
Yeah. The whole vaccine thing. I don't, personally, I haven't taken it. I don't plan on it. If you've taken, if you're a vaccine believer, fine. I don't have a problem with that, but
I respect everybody's opinions.
Yeah.
Just don't shame me for mine.
I've got a really weird immune system and I've had it wiped out before by the shit I was taking for my psoriasis and stuff. And I just don't, I'm just the one and only time I took a flu shot, I got extremely sick. And
Same.
I've never wanted any other kind of stuff like that.
After they swore up and down, I'm going to get sick. I know I'm going to get sick. No, you're not going to get sick. I know I'm going to get sick. I was sicker than hell.
Yeah, my doctor that gave me that shot, I went back and, I was like, I had a really bad reaction. Oh, no, it's not from the shot. I'm like, I felt fucking perfectly fine before I had it. I came in and got the shot, and now I feel like complete ass.
I always react weird. If there's a weird side effect, I'm going to get it. I've got autoimmune problems already. I've got a lot of issues I don't talk about, know, a lot of places for this to settle. And I'm just really scared of, dying or not even dying from it. It's having another fucked up problem to deal with.
I got pictures on my phone of somebody I know that had it. Never had COVID or anything. They had the vaccination, and they're almost unrecognizable right now.
Yeah,
did to them, and
it's affecting different people.
Not for me, right there. This is somebody that I know. It's not some made up shit. That I heard this from a friend on the internet that their uncle's friend, Bobby Joe's cousin. No, it's somebody.
Not seen on a meme.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it can be avoided if people were getting like examined first, like having a health screening before, but I respect everybody's reasonings for doing what they do.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing what they feel is best for themselves, for their family, for their neighborhood, for their community, trying to do the right thing. I can't knock anybody for wanting to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of, wait, is it your turn or my turn?
Mine, I think. I don't know. You go again if you want.
Well, speaking of weird things to spend money on. That's horrible. Wait, what?
What?
Oh, Royal's comment.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Somebody should have kicked her in the ass.
Oh, I commend that soldier, but brother,
got patience of a saint.
I would have. If I would have seen something like that, ooh, she's gonna catch some hands outside. So, Michael Jordan's used chonies are on sale.
Yeah, say what?
Michael Jordan's used underwear up for auction.
Hey. How come
Does it pass the sniff test? Oh, you can sell your chonies online.
If I put my underwear online for sale, they'd want to arrest me, but Michael Jordan can do it.
No, you really can. And somebody probably will buy them. Say used. September 2nd. Yeah, specify and see. Normally you want to say like lightly used, soft, gently used. If it's used, you want to say roughly used. Like this was hard used underwear.
This was used in some
passes the sniff test. A sports memorabilia website announced that a pair of Michael Jordan's underwear bearing signs of definite use is being auctioned with a starting bid of $500.
Wow.
So some of those underwear can be pretty expensive, by themselves, like rich people underwear. The underwear formerly known as Prince. The underwear formerly belonged to the legendary Chicago Bulls player and is being sold by a family member of John, Jordan's former security guard. Oh my gosh, he's selling dudes used underwear.
Michael Jordan's like, damn, I wonder where all my drawers were going.
Like, I knew someone was stealing my underwear. The website said the unusual item shows signs of definite use and has some loose threads evident at the seams. I wonder what seams. Leland said the underwear was one of. Oh, shut up. Shut up. Come on. Leland said the underwear was one of several items gifted to the dude from Jordan. Who is going to gift their used underwear to anybody? Unless it's your fetish friend.
Your fetish friend. Hey, man, I got the hookup. I got a bunch of used stinky underwear for you. Awesome.
Hey, I got a new bag of used underwear for you. Leland's. Okay, so he also received suits, ties, belts, and jackets formerly worn by the basketball great. That's fine. Maybe the underwear was stuffed in the pocket of, like girls, stuffed in the pocket of one of his jackets. You got to leave real fast. Sometimes you don't have time. The underwear ends up in the pocket. So technically, Jordan gave it to him if he gave him the jacket. Or when guys don't have a pocket square, I've seen them actually use boxers as a little pocket square. But these aren't boxers.
Those are boxer briefs.
Those are boxer briefs. And yeah, so there's some tags on there. If you really want to look close, it has his name in it.
Wow.
Yeah, so, again, if you've got money to burn, you can buy ripped up shredded artwork or used underwear from a sweaty ball player.
Which one would you rather buy?
The art.
Yeah, probably so.
Even though it costs more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which would you? I have a feeling you get the underwear.
Well, I mean, if it was a difference, if I had to buy one or the other, and it was a difference between spending $500 or $1 million, yeah, I'd go for the underwear.
Then would you turn around and resell it?
Well, hell yeah. Why not?
There you go.
Well, speaking of celebrities, I got a celebrity story here. But it's from a deceased celebrity. I guess she's a celebrity. Amy Winehouse's father still sees her ghost.
Ooh.
So he says. You know how that ghosty stuff is. You can't ever prove it, right? In a new documentary, the late singer's dad, Mitch, maintains that his daughter still visits him at night. Known for her distinctive vocals and unique musical style, Amy Winehouse very quickly attracted a legion of fans worldwide who collectively mourned her untimely death in 2011 at the age of just 27. What is it about that 27 club? Glad I made it past 27. Never thought I would. Among those deeply impacted by her passing was her father, Mitch, who suffered a nervous breakdown following the release of an Oscar-winning documentary about her life in 2015. Now another documentary is set to be released, Reclaiming Amy, which is, among other things, features Mitch talking about how his late daughter's ghost sometimes appears to him at night. People watching the film will think I'm a deluded idiot, he said. She has come and sat on the bed. She knows I'm nervous and she would do more, but she knows I would be frightened. She is wherever her mom is as well. Exactly how much truth there is in this remains unclear. However, over the years, we've heard numerous stories similar from people grieving their lost loved ones. 10 years after her death, we're still grieving our daughter, said Amy's mother, Janice. And we want to tell you her story in the hope that it can help other families like us celebrate Amy as a complex, incredible woman that she was. But yeah, a lot of people will see that and he'll say, yeah, my dead daughter comes and visits me, and they'll be like, what a lunatic. But, if you're in here and you're used to ghost stuff, that
is 100% possible.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I was saying, telling you or something last week or whatever, that every Sunday morning I usually use the coffee cup that my mom used to use. And it's like having coffee with my mom.
I love that.
And last Sunday, I was in here at the computer and I was drinking my coffee and doing stuff on the computer. And I was like nodding off, sitting here falling asleep. And I swear I heard her call my name like poked me in the arm, like, wake your ass up. It was her voice. It was like she was standing right here and like woke me up. It was weird. It could have just been in my head, but then again, I don't know. It's not the first time it's happened. Probably not going to be the last. I woke up the other morning here and was just laying in the bed, just kind of just trying not to fall back asleep. And I heard the weirdest noises coming out of my kitchen. It sounded like somebody was in there like washing dishes or something. And there was nobody in there that I could see. It was weird. It was like plates and stuff clanking around and like footsteps.
You guys get a lot of activity in that kitchen, huh?
Yeah. I was going to say, just like another normal day in the Autry household. Did it freak me out? No, but I was wondering. I'm like, I hope they're really, like, it'd be cool if they like really are in there unloading the dishwasher, and putting the dishes in the cabinet.
Yeah, if it was really doing it.
Yeah. Don't just tease me and make noises. Actually do something. That would be really cool. My house is kind of a mess right now.
There was one time that I thought I heard my dad's name, like, because like when he passed, I showed him like my Radio Shack hack box.
Yep.
He knew about that. And then when he was sick, I'm like, all right, should we have a password or what? Like, maybe if he's happened to see me doing a session, you want to come through and say something to me or for them, you can come through. And so, we have our keywords, even though I know that whatever's in my brain and anything else can read my brain can also know my keyword, whether it's my dad or not. But I told him, I'd never try to bug him, but if he comes by and wants to say hi, say hi. Well, one day I was like at the kitchen table and I hadn't had my dream yet. And I'm just sitting there and I'm wanting to hear from him. And I saw my box. I'm like, Dad, can you come through? And all of a sudden the box goes, what? But I can't do it in the way he does it because it's like this, what? Like the same tone he would get if me and my sister woke him up in the middle of the night, like, Dad, what? It was the sharpness. It was the tone, the irritate. Like I got this. I was like, like, oh shit. I'm like, I'm sorry. And I'll never do it again. And I never ever tried to call him out again during nothing. Like he's come through sessions. Never did I call him because I'm like, that was his voice in that box. I know it. I got the feeling and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so.
Yeah, I've heard my mom around here doing things like that a few times too.
I don't think I'm going to read the last one. I'm going to leave it with the Tennessee Granny with the epic mugshot. I'll save the other one for next week because it's long. Okay, so Tennessee Granny with epic mugshot says she has maybe an ounce of weed. She has 20 pounds. According to Fox 17, an old Tennessee woman, and my new personal hero, was recently arrested after she told investigators that she had maybe an ounce of weed at the house.
Maybe an ounce.
Maybe under an ounce. You remember that felony thing? Peggy Brewington was arrested on a trespass charge earlier this week, but when the 15th Drug Task Force conducted a search of her Jackson County farm as part of a month-long investigation, they found a whole lot more than they expected. Peggy claims she had about an ounce on the property, but she actually had a whopping 20 pounds of Mary Jane at home, as well as 40 plants on the property. And they found even more at a second residence nearby. The case will now be presented to a Jackson County grand jury to decide whether or not. Wait, Tennessee, Jackson County. Isn't that you?
Me?
Tennessee is a Jackson County also?
I think so.
Jury to decide whether or not to indict old Peggy but something tells me Peggy don't give two fucks about what the grand jury thinks. I mean, have you ever seen a more badass granny in your entire life? Granted, getting busted for growing your own pot sucks, but how about that mug shot, eh? 2 middle fingers in the air, fuck the haters, am I right? Honestly, Granny should just move to Colorado where she can smoke and grow her own weed all she wants. But now, looks like she might be spending her golden years in the slammer.
Oh man.
No, they can't do that. They're letting people out.
Who knows? Be like, we gotta make a statement.
Example out of her.
Yep. Ain't nobody flips me off. Doesn't go to prison.
They put the happy faces on the finger. But look, she's just like, I had 20 ounces.
No, I got to give or take 20 pounds. I don't know. You know, it's a bit. You know, it's a thing. It's a big bag. Well, hell, I'm still intrigued by Christina's post up here that says you should see what the women's intimates make with Jolly Ranchers.
Wait, what?
Do explain.
Oh, well, where's that?
It should be on the screen.
Oh, make with Jolly Ranchers. What did this go to?
Oh, just talking about weird things on underwear and in boxes and whatnot. So I do have a bag of Jolly Ranchers in there.
Well, you know, if you on Jolly Ranchers enough, you can stick them together, or you can sharpen them to make little shivs, probably, because you can get like a pretty sharp tip on it, like a candy cane.
Yeah.
But they're almost glass. But you can't leave us hanging like this.
What do women's intimates and Jolly Ranchers have in common? I don't know. Do tell.
Because I'm about to read some astrology stuff, but I might have to Google what do women.
I thought I'd seen it all, but it's times like this where it's like, no, Rob, you haven't seen it all.
Yeah, no, we haven't.
Some things, you know.
Okay, I inquiring minds got to know.
Yep.
Well, while we do that, so you want me to do, because it's 10:10, I'll go through the astrology thing fast, and then we'll do the experiment.
Right on, right.
And
on.
we've got a different experiment this week. Only we halfway organized it. We didn't get all the questions done. And I didn't get my box, so we're not doing box and box. We're gonna do it on Rob's side, and he's gonna start out the questions. And it goes along with the voices from beyond, besides just cold cases, so it'll be interesting. I'm very excited about this addition to our Voices from Beyond Live ITC experiments. So let's see, this week in astrology and astronomy.
Let me get that pulled up. I got sidetracked reading.
Did she send it? It's have to wait.
Yep.
It starts with just like that pink picture, and then
The week of September 13th through the 19th.
Tuesday, September 11, 14. Mars enters Libra.
Let me get rid of my box. There we go. I think that's it. God dang it. I don't know if that's it or not.
The first ones are like the color ones, and then the notebook papers are the last.
Yeah. Is this the right one? Come on, share button. Come on. Come on. God, it's like starting a motorcycle.
It's like a Mars. There's 2 Mars ones. Yeah, that's just the intro. And then There's two different Mars ones. It doesn't matter which Mars.
Is there guitars on Mars? According to Blondie, there is.
Yeah. They drive fast cars,
Yeah.
eating bars.
Eating bars, eating guitars.
So, Tuesday, September 14th, Okay, we'll do that one. Week of September 13 through 19. Getting practical about how to reach our goals is the endeavor of the week. With assertive Mars moving into diplomatic Libra on Tuesday, we will win more bees with honey, as the saying goes. But our discernment might be slightly off since the Sun also opposes Neptune midweek. On Thursday, Venus makes a tense square to Saturn, showing us the bottom lines about certain relationships or opportunities. This is a weekend for grounding down into what we truly desire and letting go of illusions.
Come on, share button. Why you do this to me?
Tuesday, September 14th, 2021, Mars enters Libra. Mars will try to find balance in our hearts, but it's very difficult to succeed. That's bringing out bursts of energy and fallouts. Be extra careful, try to tame your emotions, and do not engage in quarrels. Mars will be in airy Libra for the upcoming 6 weeks and will give us energy, fire, and passion in this area of life. I moved on to the next Mars one. Mars is not home in this sign as it is ruled by the counter opposite planet Venus. I, however, love the yin and yang energies here. Libra softens Mars while Mars toughens Libra. We can dare to speak out about equality and justice in our lives and in the world. Mars is about courage, sports, energy, and aggression. And it's the warrior planet that rules Aries and originally also Scorpio. Be careful of not being consumed by Mars's fiery and aggressive nature in relationships, and take time to breathe and contemplate if you feel the sudden need to express something, especially in anger. Harness the potent and passionate energy in Mars in your relationships. And can you feel the shift? And then we have Mercury retrograde shadow period. 2021 is on the horizon. Those who have been keeping up with their weekly horoscope may have noticed leading up to it that may have a chaotic impact on our lives. The shadow period is the time span between and after Mercury retrograde. The post-shadow period refers to once Mercury retrograde ends, but is still at 10 degrees in the sky and needs to retrace over 10 to 25 degrees of Libra, where it journeyed while in retrograde. While Mercury is in retrograde, it will move backward until October 19th, and that's at 25 to 10 degrees of Libra. The shadow period refers to, the pre-shadow period refers to Mercury's journey from 10 degrees until it's 25 degrees and begins its retrograde journey. The post-shadow period is the 2 weeks before retrograde happens. Consider the shadow period. It can even last up to 3 weeks, though, depending on the spread of the retrograde. It looks like something doubled up on my copy paste. This time around, it will happen around September 13th, a couple weeks prior to when the final 2021 Mercury retrograde occurs. Unfortunately, it doesn't end there. the shadow period will remain for 2 weeks after Mercury exits retrograde, starting October 19th through November 1st, 2021. So this may explain why some of us are feeling stuck in a rut before retrograde even occurs. You might even feel the lingering effects of that retrograde 2 weeks after. You should still exercise caution during the shadow period, as it's still easy to misconstrue conversations or struggle with planning. The way to prepare for the shadow period is just start your retrograde protocol earlier. The important things: always be mindful with communication and planning. Don't jump to conclusions. Miscommunication can occur. Reread the text before sending, and mostly just begin your retrograde protocol a bit earlier. We all know how that Mercury retrograde gets us.
Yeah.
And then this week in astrology, tonight the moon, it's the first quarter, I believe, waxing gibbous. Tuesday, September 14, Neptune is at opposition. All angles, Neptune will reach opposition at that time. Neptune will be closest to Earth for this year, a distance of 2.69 billion miles or 4 light hours. The blue planet will shine with a slightly brighter magnitude. Since it's directly opposite the sun in the sky, it will be visible all night with good binoculars. Around opposition, Neptune's apparent disk size will attain the 2.4 arc seconds, and its large moon Triton will be most visible. Throughout September, Neptune will be located among the stars of northeastern Aquarius. Monday, September 20th, we're going to have our full harvest moon. The September moon, traditionally known as the corn moon, barley moon, often shines in or near the skies of Aquarius and Pisces. Full moons always rise around sunset and set around sunrise. Because this is the closest full moon to the autumn equinox of 2021, it's also the harvest moon. On the evenings around its full phase, the moon normally rises about 50 minutes later the previous night, but the shallow slope of the evening ecliptic and moon's orbit around the equinox causes harvest moons to rise at almost the same time each night, only delayed by as little as 10 minutes, depending on your latitude. This phenomenon, I can't say that word, traditionally allowed farmers to work into the evening under bright moonlight, hence the name. And then Wednesday, September 22, and we'll talk about that next week since it's on Wednesday, but the sun's apparent motion along the ecliptic will carry it across the celestial equator, traveling southward, marking the autumn equinox in the northern hemisphere and the beginning of autumn there. On the equinoxes in March and September, day and night are of equal length, and the sun rises due east and sets due west. So, yep, gonna have first day of fall next week, and that is it.
Groovily.
And I wished I had my video instead.
I know the other night when I went for a bike ride, there was no moon, and man, it was dark. It was so freaking dark. I took off on the trail and I got down a couple of miles, and coming back, it was pitch black.
Isn't riding your bike in the dark at night like the most relaxing thing ever, though?
It was cool, but I got to say, it was a little creepy because this path goes through the woods. Yeah. But then I went and I was like, oh, there's a mountain bike trail here. And I mean, I'm on this big old cruiser. I wasn't going to go try to ride that in the dark, but I walked down it a little bit to check it out because I didn't know it was there. And then I was thinking, Bigfoot, big swamp ape. I'm out of here.
Swamp ape.
Like out in the woods on a mountain bike trail in a pitch ass dark, and I'm like hearing things like tromping through the woods. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna come back in the daytime.
I used to love riding my bike on the like golf courses where I lived, and like through the neighborhoods where everybody's asleep, and we had some little trails along the back, but I wouldn't go into no woods.
Yeah.
Well, we're at 10:23, so we might not have time for card readings tonight. We're trying to get like things kind of reorganized a little bit and trying to make things fit. But Rob has something for us.
Do
I think so.
Here it is. Yeah, this is along with it's like full screen. Don't want that. Going along with my missing people fascination, fetish, whatever you want to call it. This is just like a little 6-minute video. It's about a family that went missing. It's out of David Pilatus's book of Missing 411 Eastern United States. It's just one of he's got several books, but it's one of many cases of missing people. This book is jam-packed full of them. If you haven't picked up Missing 411 books by David Pilatus, it's a pretty cool. He's got several of them, and buy them from his website. Don't buy them on eBay or anything, because people are selling them for like a shitload of money. They're $24.95 on his website. So if you see them any more than that, don't fall for the trick. But this is a story about a family, and I'll have something to say after the video, because there's a lot more to this that I found out, and then we're gonna hopefully use the ghost box and check it out, see if the spirits have anything to say. All right, come on. Man, I love the StreamYard, but for some reason the share button on my end never worked right.
There's a Steve-O. I don't see a Steve-O.
Say what?
I see people saying hi to Steve-O.
Oh, yeah, I thought he was in here for a minute. Okay, let's see if this works. This is just one of many stories of missing people cases out of David Pilatus' Missing 411, the Eastern United States book. One of the biggest and most unusual cases of missing people in the history of the state of Oklahoma. That is the case of the Jamison family. Madison, Sherlin, and Bobby Jamison left their Eufaula Lakeside residence and drove 60 miles to Panola Mountain in eastern Oklahoma. They were visiting a 40-acre plot of land that used to have a natural gas well on site. It has since been removed. The site is reached by way of taking a 7-mile-long dirt road. The family met the owner of the land at the site, and he gave them a short tour. The family asked if they could stay behind and walk the property. The owner said that was fine. The owner indicated that he left the Jamisons and their truck at the site. Several days after the Jamisons had visited the well site, others in the area saw the Jamisons' truck sitting on the dirt road just feet outside of the site they were visiting, and they called authorities. Latimer County Sheriff's deputies arrived at the location and found Jamison's truck with the camper parked at the site with the Jamison's dog, Mazzy, in the shell, starving and dehydrated. Deputies removed the dog and searched the truck. In a highly unusual find, deputies searched the Jamison's front driving area of the truck and found $32,000 in cash under the front seat. Everyone's identification and wallets and cell phones all in the car. They also found the family's overcoats. Latimer County Sheriff's initiated a massive search of the surrounding area. The search included a FLIR helicopter, FBI, the Oklahoma Bureau of Investigation agents. The search lasted 2 weeks, and they essentially found nothing. Immediately after searchers initiated their SAR, the sky opened up and massive rainstorms hit the area and deeply impeded search efforts. The FBI agreed to leave an agent on the case while OBI investigated the incident. OBI and sheriff's deputies continued to interview neighbors of the family and friends. The family had been in a severe accident in their past and had a sizable recovery. The investigation revealed that it was known that the family routinely traveled with a significant amount of money, so finding the cash in the truck wouldn't be unusual. A short time after the initial search had been completed, the FBI, in a surprising move, took this case and now has primary responsibility for follow-up. At the case summary, there have been several rumors about this family and the possible results of their disappearance. One of the rumors is that the family committed suicide, but I don't think so. The family took their dog and met with someone about purchasing property. If a family decided to take their own lives, I think they would have gone directly to a remote location and done it. I also don't believe that the family would have left their beloved family dog in the truck to suffer and possibly starve to death. Doesn't make sense. If the family had walked off to take their own lives, decomposition and the associated odors would make finding them, the multiple bodies, much easier. I suppose, if it's possible, the family was followed to that location and stalked until the witness left and then was approached and abducted. The issue, it's very difficult to abduct 3 people without significant resources and personnel. If 2 people decide to fight one abductor, they have a pretty good chance of winning the battle and disarming the culprit. There was no blood found at the scene, nor was there a struggle or a battle. The location where their truck was found is peculiar. The truck was located just off the dirt road, just feet outside the site where they were visiting. It would appear that they started to leave and pulled over to stop. There was a camera found in the truck, and the sheriff's developed on the film. One photo shows the daughter standing against the backdrop at the site location with her arms crossed, not looking at the camera, almost in a defiant pose. The weather in the area during this time wasn't great. It was cold, and the idea that the family voluntarily left the area on a hike without their coats isn't really a realistic scenario. They would have taken their coats. If a crime did occur against this family, robbery wasn't the motive. The family's wallets and $32,000 in cash and cell phones were all in the cab of the truck and undisturbed. There's no cell phone reception in the area, so if the family went for a hike, they would not have taken their phones. The disappearance of Jameson's is another long line of disappearances in the area of Kemchi Mountains that cannot be explained. In 2010, FBI and OBI, if it could take over the investigation of the Jameson case. The agency was given the file. The FBI has not released new details on the Jameson disappearance in several years. So what happened to him? Did they commit suicide? Did they get abducted by 1, 2 more people? People of the hills? Was it aliens? What's your best guess? What happened to the Jamison family? They're just missing. 411. So yeah, they just disappeared. And, you know, like, I mean, you would think, okay, well, you know, somebody must have, you know, like took them or, you know.
Yeah, that's like my first
Yeah.
thought, but
nobody's going to leave $32,000 in cash And they may leave the cell phones and wallets, but ain't nobody gonna leave $32,000 in cash in a truck.
No, in the truck, and they left the truck.
Yeah, and the truck, and they're just gone. I mean, they
And
haven't.
it's not like a kidnapping. You know, if it was a kidnapping ransom thing, they would have taken the money.
Yeah. So that's what it has in the book, and then I started researching it a little bit more.
And if the truck like ran out of gas, like if something was wrong with the truck, not everybody would have left the dog and went walking out for help.
Yeah, I mean, they would have probably I mean, you're walking. Anybody in their right mind is going to take their dog with them if they're walking through the hills of Oklahoma out in the middle of nowhere, 7 miles away from civilization. But yeah, cell phones, cash, everything's in the truck, undisturbed. Everything's in the truck, including the dog, and they're just gone. And like it said, in the video, I mean, 3 people, get killed, get hit by lightning, whatever happens to them, they're going to start decomposing and they're going to start sneaking, and cadaver dogs and everything's going to find them, and no, they didn't. There's nothing. There's no smell. There's no people. The Jamesons have just gone mysteriously missing.
And you've done more research, you said?
Yeah. So I dug around some more, and there's a bunch of other reports and pictures and whatnot. I meant to include some of those, but it's stuff on the internet. I don't know if it's true or not, but I found it. I mean, you can look it up. It's everywhere. And, a lot of people, and even some of their family members, said they thought that they were involved in drugs, possibly meth, and maybe they went to buy drugs. I don't know. $32,000 worth of meth. That's a shitload of meth. That's not for personal use.
No. Wait, though. Wait.
And if it was a drug deal, the drug dealer's not going to leave $32,000 in cash in the truck.
Okay, yeah, what if they brought the money and they were going to try to rob them first or something? And they like went up to the house and like shit went down, but the money was still in the car.
Yeah.
And that's why they had the dog. But like sometimes they go up and then there could be another situation happening.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible.
Like, how old were these people again?
I forget what.
And related or no?
Yeah, it was husband and wife and the daughter.
Oh, a daughter? 5. No.
She was 5, and they're mid-30s, I would guess. But other stuff, they apparently had these storage containers at their house, like big pods or whatever.
What do they have $30,000 for in their car?
Well, they were apparently in some kind of accident, and they got a settlement of a lot of money. So it said it wasn't.
And then that goes in the bank.
They said it wasn't, a big deal for them to travel around with an excessive amount of cash on them. Why they would, I don't know, but whatever. But you go garage sailing. Hey, I got 32 grand. Let's go garage sailing. I don't know, but
I'm like, I got $11. Let's go garage sailing.
Exactly. I got enough for gas to get there, and but they searched their house and they found, supposedly, they found all kinds of weird, like occult stuff and like graffiti and like dark witchcraft sayings and stuff and pentagrams and this.
They still wouldn't have left a dog in the car.
Yeah,
if they're gonna go do crazy stuff. I say we fire up the box and see what they have to say.
Yeah, let's see if that's gonna work. I didn't.
Yeah. And maybe if you have a screen up with like their picture or something on it.
One little cable that I need. Where the hell is it? Come on. I brought it in here. Where the hell did it go? That's the key. Here we go. New iPhone. Can't do it without that cable. Which I lose all the time.
Which one is this one?
I have no idea
That was
because that just
a little different.
that happened by itself, and there is nothing open on my phone.
Okay, I was gonna say that's a little different.
I don't know what that was.
What did it say even?
I don't know. I have to go back and listen to that.
Something Bob.
That was kind of freaky. Yeah, I'm just now opening the ghost box on here.
Sometimes best stuff coming when you start turning on. What are their names again?
Let me.
Oh, you heard fault.
Their names are Bobby Jameson, Sherilyn Jameson, and Madison.
So I was wondering where I heard Bob, if maybe Bob was one of the names.
Yeah, Bobby Jameson.
And then wait, Bobby and who again?
I'll pull the picture up here from the video.
See, next time I'll be more organized on my own notes.
They'd be hanging out at the 7-Eleven.
Sell them 11. Sell them 11
Okay.
for the iPhone 12.
Yeah, like there's Zariana says drug dealers would have taken the money. Nobody's gonna leave 32 grand in the car if they were up to some mischievous deed. And if these people were killed, they were taken and probably killed somewhere else.
Yeah, but then they know they had the car, so you'd think they'd still rummage through their stuff, or at least like hide the car so people like didn't come looking for them there.
I mean, did they all get back and hey, you checked the car, right? No, I thought you checked it. No, I thought you checked. I mean,
I don't want to profile, but I'd say it could go either way on the possible use of meth. Maybe they sell it, maybe a little dabble. I don't want to profile.
Yeah,
I could see it maybe being a possibility.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. I mean, 32 grand worth of meth, and that ain't for personal use. And even if you're like tweaking hard, that's a lot of meth.
Well, usually then they don't use their own stuff. They sell it, but they taste a little bit. I don't know. And poor little baby.
All right, the ghost box should be working, and it's not. What's going on? Oh, I know what the problem is. I think I know what the problem is.
Go to class? I have to.
There we go. User error.
Operator error.
What
was that? Did you say something?
I didn't say anything, but my cup might have went like this.
Yeah, I'm using the spiritus. I just have a few questions I'm going to ask. Kind of general sort of questions, but hopefully the spirits, if they're listening to us, you can maybe give us a couple of hints of maybe what happened to this family. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, spirits. Can you tell us what happened to the Jamesons? Almost sounded like it said kill.
Nope.
Were there any other kinds of things going on that could have led to their disappearance?
No.
Why was there $32,000 in cash and all of their personal belongings, including their jackets, left in the truck?
Like I said,
Are the Jamisons all dead?
no, she was, yeah. Run. It's just about
Can you tell us or give us any clues where the Jamesons can be found?
I'm just gonna.
Did the Jamisons see something in the hill country there that maybe they weren't supposed to see? Did that have anything to do with their disappearance?
Camilla?
Camilla? Yeah.
I hope Azuriana's still here. She thought they heard them say something about meth at the beginning. When I try to comment on it, that because I thought I heard it too, it says it won't load that thread. So I'm hoping she didn't get hit like Lori did for saying slut.
3. Hey, you're a chick. What? You're a chick, so you're always.
Were there drugs involved? Is that what led to their disappearance?
Commence.
Ask where the little girl is.
Can you tell us where Madison Jameson is?
Wait, not complete. Not.
Are there any people, any hill people in that area that had something to do with the disappearance of the Jamisons?
Are they alive or dead? Are they alive or dead? Are they using them for something? Are they using Camilla or Madison for something?
Hang on.
Go.
Sudden break. Like I said.
I say dog.
So, why was the dog left in the truck?
Smells press. No. I know. It was just.
No.
Let's take
Funny.
Were the were the Jamisons involved with some occult dealings that could have had something to do with their disappearance?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Vanessa.
Next. Give it.
Did it say telephone or Jennifer?
Rob.
Rob?
Mhm.
That was a loud Rob.
I didn't have anything to do with it. I'm in Florida, not Oklahoma.
You can get.
But if you're talking to me, I do hear you. Some people have suspected that it was a suicide. Is that true or false?
Jack.
Then.
Where can the people be found? If we were to look for them, where would we find them? What? Is there something nearby them? A road mile marker, perhaps? A building?
Lying to.
Are they underground?
I want you to.
If they're deceased, are they in one piece or are they in pieces that need to be recovered?
What?
The recovery process. Are we looking for a whole skeleton or pieces?
Gosh.
Who doesn't want us to find the Jamisons?
Get him.
And then you're away soon. Nah, I'm not gonna.
After you asked, I thought maybe I heard Jim and then like get him.
Yeah, I definitely heard the get 'em.
My parents are the fire.
What?
Can you give us any more clues
Sudden.
or anything to help find where the Jamesons might be found?
What?
Is the little girl still alive?
It's a bit. It's, sudden break. Like a,
Is there a big clue that would help that is overlooked that would help find them?
I,
It sounded like they said shadow than eerie. I'd watch your place for eerie shadows, Rob.
Yeah, that's probably a good possibility. Did aliens have anything to do with their disappearance?
you're away soon.
Were they abducted by aliens?
Trust me.
All right, spirits are about to turn the box off. So if you have any last remarks, try to get them out right now. I'm sure their families and friends would like them to be found and at least put an end to it.
Need some closure.
I know it happens all the time, but it's a pretty odd thing to just absolutely vanish off the face of the earth, never to be found again. Not a trace.
To the left of nurse.
How does that happen?
Water cheek to the left of nurse. So like, see a mirror.
All right, spirits, we're going to turn the box off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You got it. Good night and thank you. So I don't know. There may have been some replies in there. A few things sounded pretty interesting. But yeah, pretty amazing how people can just vanish off the face of the earth, never to be found, you know. And this book, one of many of David Pilatus's books that are just case after case after case after case after case of missing people gone. And like I mentioned to Jamie, some of them have been found dead and alive. The ones that really kind of freak me out are the ones of like a 2-year-old boy that is in the woods with his family on a trail, you know. He's there 1 minute. They turn around. He's gone. They're freaking out. They're looking for him. They can't find him anywhere. They're in a heavily wooded area. The kid's missing all night. He's found the next day 12 miles away. And there are like dedicated hikers that said there's no way they could go 12 miles in those woods in the middle of the night with no provisions, no lights, no nothing. So how in the hell does a 2-year-old get 12 miles away and found perfectly healthy and fine?
Exactly.
You know, when Jason had the I forget his name, but the Bigfoot guy on there, that was an interesting show, and I wanted to ask him that question, is, you know, what he thought about the people that have gone missing, you know, and it's usually little kids that gone missing in the deep in the woods, and they're found, you know, 2, 5, 10, 12, 20 miles away, a different town. Hell, some of them have been found 3,000 miles away. How the hell do you explain that? A kid goes missing and is found 3,000 miles away. It damn sure didn't walk there.
Hops a train
Yeah, little 2-year-old, you know, with a stick
with his knapsack.
Knapsack on the back. Hey, I'm going to the West Coast. Give me a ride.
I'm blowing this joint.
Blowing this East Coast crap hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, you know, I don't know. Weird things. My mind just is boggled with
Like,
these.
people don't just vanish. Come on. Like, you don't just vanish, especially like no body, no nothing.
That's the thing, they do.
Even and like, even if you like do this or that, there's always remains. Like, there's always a trace of something. So how people just elude completely and just vanish completely is like, did they get sucked into another dimension?
Yeah.
Did they walk through a portal?
I want to know, but at the same time, maybe I don't want to know. I don't know. But it just, yeah, it befuddles my medulla oblongata.
Your medulla oblongata.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's just, I don't know. I'm fascinated by it, but yeah, maybe I don't want to know the answer. Maybe I don't want to be that close to it. I don't know.
Knowing the answer, just maybe not have it like directly affect you.
Knowing the answer, not living the answer.
Exactly.
Yeah, when I was out on that bike ride, you know, I showed Darcy part of the video, and she's like, "Do you want to end up in one of those 411 books? What are you doing?"
I'm sure you have a light when you go out, right?
Well, I had
a
headlight on the front of my bike. Yeah.
Well,
I almost left without it. I would have been up shit creek without the light.
Yeah, that you wouldn't have been able to go in.
I'd have been walking the bike back because I literally, even with the light, I could only see like 10 feet in front of me. So.
Oh shit! It's the one that you're familiar with in the daytime, though, right?
Well,
like a little bit.
I used to be. I hadn't ridden this trail in probably 4 years.
Oh, so things could have easily changed.
Yeah. You know, you
be a down tree somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's happened before. You know?
Bush overgrown somewhere.
Be cruising the trail, and you know, oh yeah,
we used to go left, now go right.
Next thing I know, my fat ass is doing cartwheels over the handlebars. Hey, I didn't plan this exercise.
We rode our bikes up and down this one levee, like fishing. There's this area out in the Delta. It's a levee road, and it goes gravel down both sides to the Delta. Good fishing. Well, me and my ex out there, you know how to feel with drink, riding our bikes. Pitch black. My tire goes right over the edge, just a little bit. My bike goes, boom.
Yep.
Slid down the side of that hill. Ex is just riding along. 20 minutes later, I show up to the parking lot. He's like, "Where were you?" Oh, just had to fish myself, my bike out of my gear out of the water, climb back up the gravel hill,
nice,
and find my way back in the dark.
Yeah, I didn't. You know, I used to do a little mountain biking back in the day. Not that I didn't do any mountain biking. Come on, it's Florida. But, you know, I would find a few places to ride, but there was never any place to ride. So it was kind of boring, you know. So I figured, well, I started riding bikes again, trying to get some exercise. And now I found out, well, there's a shitload of mountain bike trails around here. So, yeah, hopefully I'm going to try to do some of that too. And I won't, you know, be doing shows a month or two from now, like in a cast or anything.
I hope not.
I've been watching these mountain bike videos, man. Some of those guys are insane. But, well, that about wraps it up for us. It's after 2:00 in the morning for me. So it's a late night. And thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. As usual, we love you all. Wouldn't be as near a fun of a show without all you guys in the chat room. So we appreciate it. And we'll probably see you Sunday for a little bit of paranormal soup. And then we'll be back again next Wednesday for Weird Wednesday. My lovely co-host and me. Catch y'all later.